So, hi everyone, I'm Giovanni Laquidara, and I'm a developer evangelist at Amazon. And I guess I know what is one of your biggest problem as an Android developers or as a mobile developers. So, before being a developer evangelist, I used to be a software engineer as well, an Android engineer, like you. So this is like a stock photo of me, like to demonstrate that was like you. I mean, me developing a mobile app. So as a developer, you like build your cool application, deploy it on the App Store, and wait. Or maybe you already have an app, but you are still waiting. So who can tell me what you are waiting for? Is anyone of you aware? I mean, what are you waiting when you are developing an app, deploy it on the App Store? Does somebody want to answer? Approval? After approval? Any idea? OK, I can tell you. Like, you're waiting for the users. I mean, the user is one of the most important part of your application, because your application needs to be used. And you always need to improve the number of your users using the app. So increasing the adoption of your app will increase your earnings and make your project sustainable. Either you are like a solo developer developing an app, but even if you are working for a company, like a developer. So what can be a good way to increase the number of the users? Anyone want to answer this? Like, how can you increase the number of users of your app? Yeah? That's good. Yeah, that's a good answer. Any other? Like, think about deploying your app on another app store, not only supporting one. And think about supporting an app store that is running on millions of devices, not only tablets, different kind of devices, running like in your living room or on the personal computer you are using every day. So this is like the Amazon App Store. It's something that can run on a different use cases, different devices, ready to have your app available across all devices for your user. So let's say you want to start develop for the Amazon App Store. What you should do to start developing this? First of all, go to developer.amazon.com/app-and-games and create your developer account. Like with every other app store, you have to create a developer account. Go to our console, developer.amazon.com, create your account, and register your account there. It's free. There is no hidden fees about it. And if you need some localized support, we are giving it to you. So we are supporting other languages as well. So let's say that you have an app already developed. What you should do? You should just use the web console of the Amazon App Store and deploy your APK. Until now, it seems easy, but what if your app, your APK, is using some services that are depending on other app stores? Like maybe your app is relying on push notification from the Google Play services. These are not supported on the Amazon App Store. Or if you're using in-app purchase, depending on the app store you are running with. This is not supported in the Amazon App Store. To do this, we support developers with alternative services, with alternative SDK. One of these is the Amazon App Store SDK. This is the SDK that is helping you with the in-app purchase and with the DRM. So in-app purchase, I think most of you know what in-app purchase is. And with the Amazon App Store SDK, we are supporting the consumables, the entitlements, and the subscription. So like purchase that are made made and consumed by your user, entitlements like one-time purchase, and subscription that is like a time-based purchase. And about the DRM, digital right management, is like if you have a paid app and you want to be sure that only the user that actually paid for your app are running your app, you can use this DRM. A DRM is offered by the Amazon Appstore SDK. To use the Amazon Appstore SDK is simple, as simple like just adding the dependency, just adding the line in the dependency Gradle file. So after integrating the Amazon Appstore SDK, you can test it using our tester, app tester. This is just an app available on the Amazon App Store that helps you, just like using some JSON files, to test the in-app purchase, the subscription, the DRM, just with a configuration file. So this is really useful if you want to test straight away. And if you want to attract more users, maybe you want to offer promotions. And Amazon App Store now is supporting introductory and promotional pricing for the app. So you can create like custom offers for targeting a specific group of users, giving them like lower pricing or monthly discounts. Even these services is accessible like from the Amazon Developer Console, from the web, and it's pretty trivial to use it. You can select that kind of subscription, like if you want a free trial for how many days, what kind of user to support, like all user, new user, and that's it. And then enable it. Or now, if your app is using the push notification via the other services, like the Google Play services, these, like I said to you, they are not working on the Amazon App Store, but we are supporting the push notification as well with another SDK. That is actually two SDK, A3L and ADM. ADM is the standard push notification service, push notification SDK for the Amazon App Store, so Amazon Device Messaging. A3L is the one that you have to use if you are already like using Firebase. So using A3L, it will allow you, it will enable you to support Firebase and ADM as well. So your app will be, can use the push notification for Firebase and for the Amazon devices. And it's a really familiar API. You just need to extend the A3L messaging services and then implement two methods. One, on message received, for handling the message received by your application, so the push notification received, and on new token to support the new registration of the device. In this way, you can like acquire the device token. After that, after implementing the services, you have to declare your own services and manifest. So like you can see, it's very familiar. It's the way that you are already used to deal with the push notification system. And you have to declare the intent filter, registration, and message. After that, in your main activity, you have to declare and instantiate a callback, handling the first thing that should happen when the device has registered correctly for the push notification, and then initialize the A3L messaging with the init method, passing the callback that you already defined. And if you want to test the push notification, you can do it with our web console as well. So we have this web console on the developer console of Amazon, and you can test the push notification with it, like selecting the kind of notification, the type of the notification. We have data message, notification message, and data notification message. So data message is only something that is transparent to the user, but it will be handled by the application. And then here you can select even the important bits of the push notification that you want to test. So this is more or less to develop, like we are offering a lot of services that are helping and supporting you to support the Amazon App Store. But like I said before, we are running on different kind of devices. One of these is the Fire TV. That is one of our most successful devices. Fire TV enable your app to run your use case in the living room, actually. Because we are supporting these like with the Fire TV stick, with the Cube, with the Fire TV app integrated directly into Smart TV. By the way, I'm using a Fire TV remote as a clicker. You can also use this. I mean, it's a Bluetooth device. You can. And as a developer, maybe you maybe are thinking, okay, how can I build a kind of like app running on the TV? We are supporting you. We are supporting developing. We are supporting you developing an app for more than 100 million devices with a tool that I will present you in a little bit. And take also into account that you can develop, if you are developing for Fire TV, even for a car. Because last year we presented Fire TV for a car. So there are actually some cars that are supporting the same system running on your Fire TV hardware. So imagine that you, as a developer, you can make your app for people in the living room and people in the car. So like, it's a really good way to provide your content and your app for the user. So let's come back to how can I develop something like that. If I want to develop an application for Fire TV, like displaying some logos, some video content, a list of video content that I can provide, what can I do? One thing to develop something like this on the slide is to use our Fire App Builder project. Fire App Builder project is a complete app that enables you to develop this kind of application. It's Java-based, so sorry, Kotlin developers. We will try to port it. I mean, I'm actually trying to port it in Kotlin. And it's actually easy to use because you don't even need to know a lot about Java. You can just use the configuration file that we are providing, that JSON file, just modifying a little bit of them. You can provide the content. I mean, you have to provide the content, like video, picture, something like that, modify the JSON file to point to your content, and then you will have something like this. So like a demo application. It's actually a demo application, but you can use it, and it's used every day by many developers to deliver the Fire TV app to the users. And it's supported across all the family of the Amazon Fire TV devices. And some developers is using this even to develop multimedia application for the tablet, because it's actually a good template project to be used for this kind of use cases. And another key advantage of Fire App Builder is that it has a modular architecture. So that means that it's based on module, each of these, like each module representing a functionality. Like there is a module for the social login, a module for the ads, a module for the in-app purchase. And you can decide to support one module, use one, support two modules, or even all the modules that you want. And if you have your own use case, it's easy even to develop a module, just instantiating the interfaces that we are providing in the template. And Fire App Builder is open source. So this is very, very powerful. It is on GitHub, our GitHub, Amazon GitHub, Fire App Builder. So this is the URL. So you can open issues, you can try it straight away, just cloning the project and readapting for your project. So another thing, like, think about another use case. How many times you decide to have like your mobile app not only running on your mobile phone, but even running on your laptop or your personal computer? Because maybe like you are building your project in Android, you would like to play that game that is running on your smartphone, so you need to take your smartphone and waiting for the Gradle to build the project. Maybe you could use straight away, yes, I know, yeah, you should use the same resources, you should use the shared resources of your laptop that is in the meanwhile building to play the game. But in this case, it could be good to have the same app running on the phone, running even on the laptop. And you actually can do it now with the Amazon Appstore as well. And this is like, because with the Amazon Appstore, we are supporting the Android application running on Windows 11. And this is based on the technology that Microsoft created called Windows Subsystem for Android. Maybe some of you already know Windows Subsystem for Linux. This is capable to run a Linux instance on your Windows 10 machine. With this, with Windows Assistant for Android, you will be enabled to run Android app on your Windows 11 machine. At the moment, it's only available for the US region. It's only available Windows 11, and it's only available for Amazon customers registered with a US account. But that's really easy to achieve, because you just need to change the account of Windows 11. We just need to change or create an account in US for your Amazon account, and you can start straight away to test this kind of environment. At the moment, the environment is in closed beta. So this means that you have to request the access to deploy an an Android application inside the Amazon Appstore, and you will be selected to do this. At the moment, we are filling the Appstore with good case apps. And it will be released soon for all the developers. But at the moment, you can start straight away to test your app on the Amazon App Store and Windows 11. For Windows 11, also, there are some hardware requirements like 8 GB of RAM, SSD storage, but this can be checked in the Microsoft Windows 11 website. So the first step to do all of this, to try all of this, is actually installing the Amazon App Store. To install the Amazon App Store, you have to go through the Microsoft App Store, and select and look for Amazon App Store. You install this one, and that automatically will install for you the Windows Assistant for Android, running Android 11. This will be installed for you in the background. So the virtual machine that is actually running your app will be installed in the background. Once the Windows subsystem for Android is installed, you can actually log in with your existing Amazon account, or you can create a new one based on iOS at the moment, if you don't already have one. And the next step is actually configure the Windows Assistant for Android as a developer. You have another app, a Windows Assistant for Android settings, and you have to just enable that developer option like this. After that, you are ready. Your instance of Windows Assistant for Android is ready for your app, and you can debug it straight away. So you can connect to this instance, like you can connect with ADB with whatever Android device you are running it, or with the emulator. And if you are, you can use the command line, ADB install, or you can use Android Studio. So everybody knows how to do ADB connect. You select the IP of the machine, of the instance that is running Windows Assistant for Android, and then you straight away can push inside an APK. If you are using Android Studio, you will see, after connecting the Windows Assistant for Android, you will see that Android Studio will detect the Windows Assistant for Android as a normal Android device. And you can straight away start testing for it. By the way, if you come in our booth, I will show you we have the actual machine with this sample. And that's it. Actually, you just press run on Android Studio, and this will work. So, but we need to think about, okay, now I'm running on a desktop. What should I do? Should I do some work on some refactor on my app running on the desktop? Yes and no. Let's see how. Let's see what are the best practices. So first of all, like I said you before, if your app is relying on services that are running the services from other app stores, these other services are not supported from Windows 11 and the Windows System for Android. So you will need to identify which store your app is coming from. And to do this, there is an API from Package Manager. So using Package Manager, get installer package name, you will actually know from where App Store your app is actually installed. And if it's coming from the Amazon App Store, this method will retrieve back the com amazon.venezia string. So this is the identifier. Then, if you have this kind of strings, this kind of identifier, you can start using the services provided by Amazon. So like the one that I showed you before, like the in-app purchase with the Amazon Appstore SDK, or the push notification through the ADM or A3L. So this is like the important bit to know for selecting the right services for the right store. Then we have another thing to take in consideration. That is that your app maybe before was running only on the smartphone. Now, with the power of running your app on the desktop, your user will run the app inside a window. And this window can be resizable. So actually, Windows Assistant for Android will, at the first start, show your application using a minimum screen of like 720 pixels. And I mean, it will be like 1280 by 720, so in a window of this size. And this is like enforced by Windows. But your app can be like, your app window can be resized. And every time the user resizes the window of your application, the activity will be destroyed because there will be a configuration changed. So you need to handle this. You need to handle the configuration changed by code or by configuration file. We'll see in a bit. And other things like you have also the possibility for Windows 11 to use this feature like the snapping or multi-method support. This is something that you have to consider with your app. So to you, I suggest if you are like already into Compose, Jetpack Compose, you can use like the SDK, the library that is taking care of selecting the right, getting you the right Windows size, so the Windows size class library, and then you can select which kind of dimension of the Windows width hem high actually the app is running on, and then you can adapt the UI case by case. But then, like I say, you need to handle also the configuration changing. So there are multiple techniques to do this. But if you want to straight away put your app on the Amazon App Store to run on Windows 11 and don't care about the configuration change, then there is like a way, I call it the lazy way, but it's working, and it's handling the configuration change by yourself and declaring this in the manifest. So you in the Android manifest XML, you will have to add that the configuration changed identified by these keywords, so like, I don't know, change of orientation, change of showing or hiding of the keyboard, and so on, will be handled by your code. And then you need to actually handle this in the configuration change. If you don't really want to support any configuration change, you can decide on the manifest to declare your activity, resizable activity, false. This means that your app, in this case your activity of your app, will be running on the compatibility mode. So it will be run with fixed, with an 8. It will be not restarted at all. So this is like saying, like, please don't restart my activity when not restart my activity. So like, okay, but in this case, what happened to my app? So if there is a mismatch between the Windows size and the actual size of your app, you will see like, you will have these two effects, like letterboxing or pillar boxing. So you will see bands on the left, right, and the right side of your app, on the top, on the or the bottom part. And if you declare like the compatibility mode, like I said before, when you resize the window, your app size will not change, and you will be, and a refresh button will appear on the UI to restart, to give the opportunity to your user to restart manually the app. So this is like a dirty way, but it's the way to actually check. Maybe your app has a UI that's super complex, you don't want to do any change. This is a good way to check and to deploy straight away into the Amazon App Store. Another thing to consider about developing an app, an Android app running on Windows, is like supporting the big set of input devices, input like way to interact with your app, because you are not using anymore like the soft keyboard or like only the touch. Running on Windows 11 will imply that you have the mouse, the touch screen, the pen. So we are actually already supporting, Windows Assistant for Android is already supporting all these different kind of inputs. But consider it also to use, because your user is used to like combination of keys, like, I don't know, Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. So consider to use this kind of interaction. Or even think about the mouse is actually, I think that is automatically working with Windows Assistant for Android. But think about like just the hovering effects. You want to perform some action, or like even a right click, or even like using keyboard combinations or something like that. The pen is actually already used, already supported, and it's supporting like the tilt of the pen, the pressure point. So if your app is already supporting a pen because you're supporting like a pen in, using different smartphone or tablet, it will be automatically supported by Windows Subsystem for Android. So this is more or less the part about the input devices. Another things about it, maybe you are thinking about, is the notification. So what happened to the notification of my apps when my apps are running on Windows 11? So the thing is, Windows 11 is, with the Windows Subsystem for Android, supporting all the notification of Android. And these are perfectly integrated with the Windows 11's notification panel. So you will actually see no difference between the application of the notification of your app with the notification of the Windows 11. So there is a test app even to do this, and you will have the different way of like the progress notification, the image notification. You have all the notification coming from useful for your app. Then there is the part about the API and service, like I said before. You identified the store that you are coming from, but you are maybe using the in-app purchase, or you have to use like, if you are using some building functionalities from Google Play Store, you have no support for it, so you will need to use the Amazon Appstore SDK. If you are using cloud messaging like with FCM, you can use A3L. The Firebase SDK, there are some SDK features that are not relying on the Google Play services, so you can actually use that one, like something about the analytics. Or you can decide to switch to the Firebase JavaScript SDK that is totally compatible with this, with the Windows Assistant for Android. Instead of Crashlytics, you can use Sentry, and instead of in-app messaging, you can use iShip. You can use whatever system you want, but not the services depending on Google Play services. So at the moment, I mean, like I said before, I have a demo app in our booth. If you want, come and talk with us. You will find me and my other colleagues talking about the Fire TV, the Windows 11, and the Windows Assistant for Android. I will show you the demo. And that's a wrap. If you have some question, you can straight away ask me question now. But even remember to go to our developer.amazon.com. You can reach us throughout many channels. You have to scan our QR code or just ask me for the contact later. And even we have like a live stream on Twitch at this channel, so Amazon App Dev, that you can join. We have now a weekly Twitch Live. We are planning to move once or twice per month, so to have more feedbacks. And you can join the live streaming. Me and my colleague Anisha, we will talk about the Amazon App Store and supporting you if you have some question. And that's all. I don't know if you have some question about the Amazon App Store or Windows 11 Assistant for Android. No? So yeah, feel free to join me at the booth. Thank you.